Hello, it's Dale here. Today I'm going to carry on with a little bit more about the tissue text, or the Abaca paper, or the conservation tissue, or the lens tissue, or the repair tissue, and a few other names that it will have. People have actually been contacting me and buying it because obviously it is a fabulous thing, and I would promote it to anyone. But we all get confused about the name, so it could be any of these things. It's used in just so many different ways because it is a fibre, and it is it works like a fabric, so it makes it really interesting. But I was going to talk about taking photos, which is what I started to talk about last time. Now, if you just attach it to print on, inkjet printer, by the way, then I do things like I just put the paper on the paper, my Abaca on the paper, and I just tape it here. But some people, I actually iron it to freezer paper so you can peel it off, or use fuser and tear, which is another good background. Just something to give it substance so that it will go through your inkjet, because it gets a bit stressed. It's very fine. And I think you can see with this particular one, it got a bit burnt as it went through when I was mucking around. So I keep this one really just to remind myself not to do that again. But if I just feed it through like so with the paper untouched, then the image will bleed or disappear, or it won't be as powerful or strong as your original painting photo. And to fix this, what I do is I coat it with Inkade. Inkade's a wonderful coat. I just put a very fine coat on, let it dry, and then work it, and it helps it to retain the image. If you've read or heard of Wen Redmond, she has done wonderful. She uses coatings and does fantastic printing things that I can still only dream of. But I like this is a fabulous product, and it comes. We have a sample box with all sorts, and one is a translucent one, and clear one, and so on. One that's really quite interesting, if I can find it, is the iridescent one. So you coat this on, and you'll get that slight, you can see at the bottom, slight iridescent effect on your work, depending on what you want. And once you've printed it, you've got it all there, you can do things like foil underneath before you bond it to your surface. You can scatter gilding flakes, you can colour the surface that you're putting it into, just your imagination. So that's that. And this is what I have done, because I work a lot with cocoon strippings, and I make my cocoon stripping paper, which I've talked about in other videos. It's another fabulous surface I like. And this is scrim on the top, cotton scrim. And then onto it, this is a picture I took in Coromandel at Lonely Bay. And I printed it onto tissue text, having coated it with inkjet, Inkade, and you can see the picture's kept quite well, and then I've simply stitched it onto my surface. So that's that one. Now, another thing that I have done, this is a photo we took in from Okarito in the South Island of West Coast South Island. It's where the white heron live, beautiful little spot. And it's a photo of me on the beach. It's pretty mutilated, it's got colours and things on it, but I again coated it with Inkade first so it could retain its picture, and then I've made it onto my cocoon stripping paper, and so it's not felt or anything like that. It's just the cocoon stripping paper and the image on top. It really works very, very well. And another thing that I've done is I will write all over the paper, write all over a sheet of paper, which is what I've done here. There's some sample ones, and this is really about my family and my great-grandparents and etc., etc. But and then I put it through a dye, a hexi dye, and I've cut them all out. No, they've cut themselves out on the dye, and then I've stitched them back, muddled them all up and stitched them back together, and then laid them on top of my cocoon stripping paper, while I was making it. And you can see that it just absorbs in, so it picks up the colour. I could have put the surface, I could have put colour, etc. down, but I'm working a lot with red, so I've just done the edges there. And this is just another little one I've done, but you can see that's the cocoon stripping paper, and that's the piece on top, and it's been put through the hexi machine again and sprayed with walnut, with moonshadow mist, which is the walnut spray. Just another one here. This is just a piece that's got a bit tacky and whatnot, but I have used a stencil and I have sprayed it with colour. I could have used something like Dynaflow, which is a nice runny paint, and then I've printed over the top with gold letters. It's actually a stencil that I made, and then I can bond that to a surface and stitch on it and do all sorts of things, but it's just such a nice fabric to work with. So there, I hope that's given you a few more ideas for today. I'll see you again next time. Bye.